This is everything else. Yeah, this is everything else. Yeah.
Good morning, afternoon, everybody. As my co-host take all fire. Might be friendly. Who knows? But welcome to another episode of Everything Else. I am the host, or one of the hostess. Hostess? I'm Marcus. I am host with capital letters.
H-O-S-T, host.
The
No G.
H-O-S-T.
Not a ghost. Host.
I'm not a host, I'm a ghost. But because there ain't no G in me. Let's start it off. I'm Marcus. Jamal, how you doing? Three faces of Jamal from the Mid-Card Mess Podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic.
On the scale of A-Town Downs, how are you?
I am 7 A-Town Downs. A-Town down. A-Town
down. Why is this a thing?
If you guys did not watch the NXT Halloween Havoc watch along, then I suggest that you do.
Yes.
Understand.
And you still would be confused. It just seems like people snapped. You gentlemen just lost it at your 3.5 hour mark and decided to go an extra half hour of describing how you're going to use A-Town Down. A-Town Down. How many A-Town Downs you gonna get that? I get that 4 A-Town Downs, 5 A-Town Downs.
I am 7 A-Town Downs today. I am 7
A-Town Downs. That's a very healthy place to be. I'm at 10 A-Town Downs today. Why? I don't know. I just felt like that's a good number. I should go 9. No one's at 10. If I meet the person at 10.
Okay, Sean Spears. I feel you. A-Town down.
A-Town down. But let's jump into the breaking news. It's not really breaking news. It's kind of been out there in the air. Karl Anderson has been double booked by WWE for Crown Jewel and by New Japan for what? Adam Battle? What is it called? Whatever. For November 5th show in New Japan. He's double booked. He's supposed to defend his title against Hikuleo, the never openweight title. Karl Anderson refuses, as released a video message with him and the big LG, Luke Gallows, saying, no, they work on their time and they're not stripping me of my title. How dare you for even thinking about it? New Japan's response: if Karl Anderson fails to show up to the show, he will be stripped and the title will be vacated. And we are in this battle of what is going to happen next. Jamal, you are the honorary Oos of the Bullet Club. Can you explain what the situation is or how we're going to get to the vacated title, which it seems like it's going to
be? I believe that some of this is going to be a work. Some of this is a work. I don't know. Can't really double book. I mean, they potentially can have Karl Anderson's match number 1 out of the gate at Crown Jewel. And if that's the case, then he's shipping off to Japan to try to get that motherfucking thing. Or there's gonna be a storyline thing when it pertains to Crown Jewel where AJ got to do it by himself because the Good Brothers won't make it because they got attacked or some massive something, so that way he can make the other show. Or they can play it all the way up to where Hikuleo's out there waiting for the match, and then all of a sudden here he comes out. He gets jumped obviously by the club, and then freaking here comes Karl Anderson with the belt. Beat him 1, 2, 3. I'm still the champ. I'm still the lights are the brightest. He's gonna go to where the lights are the brightest.
Yeah, in a perfect world, Hikuleo with GLD jumps the rail at Crown Jewel and attacks Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows in a perfect world. But I don't feel it's going that way. I feel like they are going to vacate the title, but I still think he's going to drop the title. I think there's some agreement with WWE and New Japan in this scenario. I feel like because this is a very blatant move on both parts of everybody, and it's getting a lot of attention here in the dirt sheet or the independents or whatever in the wrestling world of what's going to happen with this title. And my scenario, similar to yours, I would love to see the a crossover between New Japan and the WWE. Maybe this could be the thing that escalates the War Games, which it is New Japan versus WWE, and Karl Anderson is the catalyst of that. That would be nice, but I have a different scenario, which Karl Anderson does not make the Saudi show. It would be AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and they will add 2 people to the team to make it 4 to go against Judgment Day, make it an 8-man, in which Edge and Beth are still out there in this storyline, can fill in for Karl Anderson at Crown Jewel.
It's not going to
be Edge. It could be Edge.
It cannot be Edge. Edge is out there freaking playing the god of fucking war, Ares, in fucking Percy Jackson's Disney show. He's not going to show up. He's not showing up.
He can show up. He has time. How much filming is he really doing for Percy Jackson? Really?
Depends on how big the villain of Ares is gonna be. Is he gonna be a villain? Is he gonna be a hero? Find out on Disney Plus.
How I don't feel like it's gonna be that big of a role. I haven't read the books.
Ares, the god of war. Come on, son.
Take a small role.
Percy Jackson is the son of Poseidon.
Don't be beefing with Ares all day. I'm just saying that Edge will be free. I think Ares will be used in the same. Maybe I'm too old and I'm thinking of the Hercules / Xena series where Ares was just make cameos here and there. That's what I have Edge doing. I have him doing like 2 or 3 days of shooting, and he's like, "I'm the god of war, Ares." And
Lucy Lawless got your brain scrambled right now because that show.
But I have 1000% Edge taking the spot of Karl Anderson. That's my scenario.
Can you imagine in the perfect world that you mentioned of God hopping over the gate and it's Tamatanga, Tangaloa, and Hikuleu, and there goes, "Oh my God, that's Camacho!" That's Camacho!
Camacho has made a return.
WWE Hall of Famer Haku!
Camacho! He used to ride with Camacho has returned to the WWE, and he wants revenge on Karl Anderson. That would be the perfect world. It's Camacho. I believe Mr. Manet has a scenario of his own, has jumped into the booth. We have had a run-in on ATE, and I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to add him to the screen and watch everything goes to hell. Betty, yeah. Hold on.
You've got to remove your overlay. Okay, so I'm the grand finale for this segment. I have a theory. We're just going to have to go to this layout and bring back Marcus so he can hear.
I'm here.
So basically, I don't even like this. Basically,
shove them over your head. It's like, oh.
So basically, much like how Alba Fire on NXT Halloween Havoc decided to call out the whole of Toxic Attraction, I've got the Judgment Day calling out Karl Anderson, who's currently in Japan, defending his title against Hikuleu, and then they knock him out and then bring him onto that plane all the way back to Saudi, and then they have that match in Saudi.
You know, that's too perfect in the world, and you got red shoes there. It's like they got the 3. So you have a flight not a drive, not the hour and a half drive that they took. You have them put Karl Anderson on a plane unconscious, which I think can cause brain, like, we can cause real brain tissue issues, blood clogs and stuff. And risk of that. And then he gets thrown into a ring and have a match.
He's knocked the hell out. He's just sleeping. They just put him on the plane, knocked out. It'll be like Stephanie McMahon's wedding.
It's basically like when Mr. T, whenever he needs to be taken on a plane, they give him some milk and he's out cold.
Yeah. Now that the A team is canon in wrestling.
I'm going. You have a great show.
Thanks, Manny. Thanks for the run.
Hey, A-Town down.
A-Town down. Oh, Randall running from Manny McDuck. As his name says in the title of our
Manny
series.
McDonald. Manny McDonald.
Manny McDonald. I like pain. But yeah, a lot of things can happen in this scenario. I like all of our suggestions, to be honest. Whether it's Camacho has made his return to jump the rail at Crown Jewel, whether it's Manny kidnapping Karl Anderson to make him defend his title at Crown Jewel or in Japan, or whichever way he wants to do it. Or if Edge substitutes for Karl Anderson and he fights in Japan, whichever the case may be, there needs to be something done. I don't feel like New Japan or WWE has lost control of the situation and Karl Anderson is going for business for himself because it's too public. I feel like everything's too public for this not to be a work.
I was just thinking of what if Karl Anderson does make his obligation, but in turn that he let Tangaloa, but it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense because they kicked God out of the Bullet Club months ago, and to have him be like Tangaloa join the OC to help fight the Judgment Day, and then he's in that's just doing too much at that point.
Maybe he may help Finn Balor. Original loyalties to the club. Loyalties.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just so much questions and not enough answers. I still believe that it's a work when it pertains to the Never Openweight Championship, but we're just gonna have to find out like everybody else.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till November 5th, which is selling the hell out of both shows. To be honest, it's going the WWE side of this, their giant fan base globally is hearing about, oh man, Karl Anderson, November 5th in Japan. And WWE sides, they're selling the New Japan. Hey, November 5th, Saudi Arabia, come check out the Good Brothers where AJ Styles fight Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. Come on. Like, it's good advertisement, good publicity on both parts. I think a deal's been made. And then Hikuleo also responded to all this tweet saying, all right, I can wait, New Japan. You don't have to strip him. I can wait for whenever he's free and available, which can also just be, we have pushed this date back to another day. So,
or like, again, they do the Saudi show, or like, I don't know what's the time difference between Saudi Arabia and Japan.
I know someone says about 5-6 hours.
So 5 and 6 hours, that's just about enough time to make whatever show, depending on what show's coming on first.
Yeah, but you have to take into account what if he gets injured in Japan, and he can't wrestle with Saudi. But I feel like the Japan job would just be the finger poke of doom, in which he'd just walk into a Hikuleo boot and just
and that's it.
That's it.
I mean, we'll be tight, but it makes sense. It would make sense. So
it'd be a quick, easy match. No real injury could happen. He can make both shows. I think we should do the latter. Delay the match with Hikuleo and save it for later. Have Karl Anderson hold this title hostage until Wrestle Kingdom. If I'm New Japan, well, you can pay us back. We'll let you keep that title until Wrestle Kingdom in January 4th. We'll let you keep that title as long as you show up for Wrestle Kingdom and you carry it out on Raw every week.
See,
I feel
and
like
that's
fair
another
trade.
thing too. And that's another thing too. If this motherfucker absolutely carries the shit on Monday Night Raw every week, how insane would that be? It's not unheard of. It's not unheard of. Watching the Raw's retro back, like, you know, when Dan Severn had the NWA, you know, championships, and, you know, they had all these other belts from other promotions and other companies. They did that. They've done it before. Do it again in modern time.
Yeah, but you gotta think of WWE as the most selfish wrestling company in the world. It's all about me. I can see Triple H say, "What do I get from this? What do we get from this, huh? What do we
Triple
get?"
H is not Vince McMahon. Triple H has an open mind to the business, and he's proven this time and time and time and time
But Triple H just has
and
he just has
time
creative
and
control.
time and time and
He
time
has
and
creative control.
time and
You know who has
time.
the real control? Stephanie and Nick Khan has the real control. Yes, that's
Nick
his
Khan
wife.
has no control.
Nick Khan has all the control. He's The Rock's buddy. They're gonna partner up and they're gonna buy WWE one day or something. The hierarchy in wrestling has changed.
I'm gonna
The
need
quote
Priceline Negotiator to take out Nick Khan because he's tired of Khan shit. Okay.
Nick Khan is gonna hold it all back. Him and Stephanie both like, nah, we're not gonna let anybody grow. And what? So they can take it to AEW. Then it seem like we're working with them. We don't work with anybody. This is a closed door, but we say we're open all the time.
That sounds like hookers, man. That sounds like them motherfuckers on Tinder and shit. That's closed doors that seem open. You got locked by a paywall.
Montez Red Cup says Triple H would want to build bridges ready to close them off like Vince McMahon would. I don't know. Only time have we ever seen Triple H really, other than the time he let Justin Liger fight Tyler Breeze in a match. That was him.
That's just one instance. Make the whole Mickey James Impact Championship at the Royal Rumble of all places. That in itself. No, that was Triple H. Let's be honest.
That was Vince. Vince was in charge of that Rumble.
Look,
Vince was in charge of that Rumble, and they were desperate.
Vince got the final say. Vince got the final say. But Triple H was the one that was like, let's make it happen. That's all Trips. Scott D'Amore didn't go to Vince. He went to Trips.
That was a Vince Laurinaitis kind of deal when they were just desperate for women because they fired everybody and they didn't even realize it. And I'm sure Vince McMahon and Laurinaitis didn't even realize Mickey James had a job anywhere at this certain moment and was like, "Oh shit, you working somewhere?"
They were too busy Eiffel Towering the paralegal. God,
so, but you know, it is an interesting time where I can see, like you said, Triple H working with Japan in this and being very open-minded. But I also see no benefit for WWE to do this other than that they're just trying to get the goodwill of the people back. Because who has that before? That's Tony Khan and AEW has the goodwill of the people. Kind of, not as much as anymore, but back when they were originally doing Forbidden Door and everybody's coming in and Kumbaya and CM Punk is the savior of the business.
They need to fix the locker room before they could do that shit again. And the locker room ain't fixed, not just yet.
Nah, they still fight each other. Every week it sounds like it's a new fight. And Triple H could be that, oh, we have a good locker room and we're working with New Japan and we're open for business, like I said in one interview a while back ago. I can see them trying to portray that, but I don't know. I just don't. I see Karl Anderson defending that title in Japan now. I don't see him vacating.
I do see that. That is something that I agree with you. Karl Anderson will defend his never openweight championship on November 5th against Hikuleo in Japan. What they'll do to fix the Saudi Arabia deal, WWE figures it out. They always do. Remember that time that fucking Finn Balor, the demon Finn Balor, by the way, was supposed to face Bray Wyatt, and for whatever reason, Bray Wyatt didn't make it. And guess what? What did they do? They had a 5-star match with AJ Styles and Finn Balor. No storyline needed. It was just them out there wrestling. They'll figure it out. Is what I'm trying to say.
But I have this November Japan show, not the show that he goes to. Either he's gonna work Crown Jewel or they're gonna replace him with Edge. But I do not have him going to Japan for that show. I have them doing their 6-man tag. As meaningless as the 6-man tag is, I mean, they have a storyline and everything, and they, maybe they'll sub another scenario. They'll sub Karl Anderson out with a female wrestler because they are looking to recruit, and it'd just be Rhea in Judgment Day versus AJ and Gallows. But then again, I don't see Karl Anderson going anywhere without Gallows. I don't think they exist in the same world without each other at this point.
So maybe they take Finn out, right? They be like, Finn is like, this match is beneath me. I'm gonna send my boy the next Eddie Guerrero and fucking with Rhea versus Gallows, AJ, and female of their choosing. Who, Nikki Cross just came back. That's a nice little option, but I don't know. They got options. They got options. Maybe they get Ava Raine from Schism.
Ava Raine, something going through the night. Ava Raine. For those who remember Chocolate Rain, that's immediately what I thought.
I don't know. They got options.
Surprise on that one, by the way. Hear more about that tomorrow when we coming out NXT. But surprise. Did not see that coming. Gas.
I saw her fucking knee. I saw her knees a mile away, son.
I don't recognize wrestlers by their knees.
I recognize her knees.
I didn't look at her knees.
I recognized her whole knee. I was like, that's the Rock's daughter. So get the fuck out.
Those are the people's
knees.
Those are the people's knees.
Those are the people's knees.
No way.
You can't fool me. Your knees.
You can't fool me. Those are those knees. I watched 2 hours of Black Adam and I know those knees. That's a No-I family knees. I know it. Family knees right there.
It's not going to be the people's elbow. It's going to be the people's knee drop. That's going to be the fucking finish.
I can see it. But breaking news from Manny, just to let us remind us. Excuse me, Andrew was counting with 0. Coldest line of the week, not going to be beat. Not gonna be beat. It was too. It pissed so many people off.
When Manny said "excuse me," he did the Vicky Guerrero "excuse me," and then said what he said after that.
All right, changing topic from Karl Anderson, which we're not gonna have an answer until like a week anyway, until Crown Jewel, which we probably will do a live watch along. I believe there will be something for that. Don't even know what time it is. I know it's in the afternoon or something.
It's gonna be like 12 or 1 or some shit like that.
Like 9 a.m. or something, God damn it. Stardom or the Stardom, the first women IWGP title is gonna be on the line, Wrestle Kingdom. We do have our finalists. It will be Kairi Sane, the winner. The winner by default. Spoiler alert for that question. I think I asked who's going to be the first one. I don't even know who the other lady is. Jamal, elaborate on who Kairi Sane is fighting for this title that she's going to win.
Mayu Iwatani is one of Stardom's biggest stars that they had since Kairi left. Since Kairi and Io Shirai left Stardom, Mayu Iwatani has been on the come up, on the rise, and ever since they've been away, she's been that person, along with Starlight Kid and, everybody from Belladonna's and, just the whole Queens, what the hell? The name of that group? The one that B. Priestley was in. Dang, I can't remember.
If you don't know, I damn sure know. I'm coming to you for the answers. I'm coming to you. You can recognize wrestlers by their knees. Okay,
fucking knees.
Fucking knees. I have no idea who these people are and what they've done, or what are some of these accomplishments, or why do you think Kairi Sane is not winning?
Again, Kairi Sane Kairi as she is right now in Stardom and everything like that.
Zane.
Yeah, there's no more Zane. It used to be Kairi Hojo. They added Zane. And then now it's just regular Kairi. So basically Yeah, like basically, she's won every championship that there is to win in Stardom, at least once. Like she's won it multiple times, but she's won every title that there is to win. She won the equivalent of the G1, which is the Queen's Cup or whatever the hell, that I didn't get to watch because it was like convoluted times, and Stardom has like their own little network that they do it a little late for Americans, so it's like too much to keep up with.
By the time I got my issue or my stream of Stardom, the tournament had already ended, and I'm going like, do I even watch this now? And I like click it, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It was immediately I have a context of what's going on. Tournament, don't know which matches I should watch, who's going through it, because I'm not familiar with anybody. I'm kind of just going in it blind. But what are your predictions for this main event? It's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be good.
The match is going to be fantastic based off of the two women that they have in the finals over here, with Iwatani and also Kairi. Basically, everybody that's seen Kairi Sane in WWE knows what she's about. She is a former WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, NXT Women's Champion. So, like, if you want to question whatever wrestling aspect that she got, then, you already know what time it is if you're a WWE guy or girl or whatever not. But with Iwatani, I would suggest if you want any type of context of what she brings to the table, go back and watch a lot of just type her in on YouTube. You can see some of her Ring of Honor matches that she's had with like Sumi Sakai and Angelina Love. She's been in the tournament against Roxy, who is now Roxanne Perez. Like, these are people that she's wrestled like big time. She's wrestled Britt Baker. She's wrestled the likes of Freya the Destroyer on freaking NWA Power and stuff like that. So like, there's a plethora of matches. Like she's really good. She's got this nice little German suplex, even though she's like type skinny, and her like the one thing I could say about Iwatani is that smile gotta go because her teeth is all over the damn place. But other than that, Iwatani is gold when it comes to the wrestling ring. So
okay,
Queen's Quest. That's the name of the group that I was trying to remember. Queen's Quest.
Maybe we come back in the comments, or you can send me some links to some of her work. So our audience and the broader audience can be more familiar with what it works, because it's not like, so we can have a balance of like Kairi Sane is not gonna, or Kairi. I was like calling Kyrie Irving eventually. It's not the only one in the match.
She actually shows up to her games.
Oh no, she actually wins too.
She actually wins her games too.
Yeah, she shows up and wins.
But basically, for those that's not familiar, like with Stardom, New Japan recently acquired Stardom, and they basically the same thing. It's like New Japan but with women, and like factions like Queen's Quest would be the equivalent of what Suzuki Gun would be. Stars would what Chaos would be. Donna Del Mondo would be what Los Ingobernables would be. So like there's just a lot of similarities there going on. Oditai is what like United Empire would be. There's a bunch of women in each of the different factions and stuff like that. They have their own title matches and stuff. So they got the Stardom Championship, the big star with the white belt. Then they have the red belt, which would be like the equivalent of the Intercontinental Championship. So, and then they have the tag title belts. Obviously they have their own tournaments, their own championships to win. So, if you want to peep out Stardom, they have stuff on YouTube that you could check out. They do have their own network. I suggest not getting it unless you're really into Stardom. Don't put your money down. Don't put your chips down because it's a lot. It's a lot, especially if you have everything else like I do. I have IWTV. I have Ring of Honor. Still, I have Impact Plus. I have
Wait,
WWE Network.
what is on the Ring of Honor app these days? It's just old Ring of Honor matches, right? It's nothing new. They don't
No,
put
they
any of
still
like
they
the,
still
the
like all the
Dynamite or Rampage
pay-per-views,
matches on there.
all the pay-per-views that happen when it pertains to like the AEW's Ring of Honor popped up on there as well. And then they also are refamiliarizing people right now with what Ring of Honor was, what it represents, and stuff like that. Because they're prepping for 2023 to be a big year for Ring of Honor to be a breakout company. Even though they've already been a company for the longest time, they're just literally on hiatus. So we're just waiting on what Tony Khan wants to do with Ring of Honor, and then we'll get back into the gist of it.
I'm not calling this a hiatus until I see a full return. Ring of Honor is dead. It's just like ECW. When they went out, it was dead. WWE did not resurrect ECW. That was dead. Just like I don't think AEW is resurrecting Ring of Honor. I think they're both dead for now. Both dead. But that's that. In other independent news, GCW is joking with the world that they are working with WWE. They are not working with WWE, by the way. I don't see any way WWE would be like, yeah, you know what?
We have a bunch of Moxley matches on here. Yeah, we're gonna take it. No, fuck no. Nick Gage, yeah. Pizza Slice Man, yeah, no.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. No, we're not. It's not happening.
It wouldn't make sense. They trolled, and people fell for it. You can't listen to the dirt sheets all the time. That's what they call the dirt sheets. They gave you dirt, and you took the bait.
Manny, we'll probably say this for tomorrow because I don't even know all the story about the Universal and the Dynamite deals. I know that they're going to cut Warner Brothers Discovery is going to cut $2 billion in television and movie budget.
They're cutting $2 billion.
Cool,
and Rampage Dynamite is over.
I don't know what they plan on using or how much they're gonna do. I don't know. I think Dynamite might be okay in this scenario.
But Rampage is gone. Their WCW Thunder is over. The reign is over. They're gonna have to stick to Elevation and Dark.
Hey, if you talk about bringing Ring of Honor back and they're cutting $2 billion, Discovery gonna be like, yo, you want to do some reality shows or what?
It's not gonna be Discovery that gets the deal.
Yeah.
It's gonna be they're gonna do what Impact Wrestling has done, and that's just try to maintain a network that nobody really watches and make sure that that's a network that somebody's gonna watch. For example,
Pop TV.
Well, prior to Impact being on Pop TV, I didn't know Pop TV existed. Prior to fucking Access TV, fucking I knew Access did like MMA here and there, some obscure shit like back in the gap when Pride fighting and stuff like that. But
yeah, they had a lot of the MMA stuff.
So once I saw that it was gonna go that way, I was like, okay, New Japan's on there, it's successful, but that's because New Japan is New Japan. But Impact is Impact, so there'll be no Impact slander on here. Speaking of,
and I also like to think of when Impact went to Access or when New Japan went to Access. That really brought the New Japan audience a lot. Like I was watching all of those episodes going like, damn, man, they were having matches like this. Like this was, around when they were coming up, they were, you saw Wrestle Kingdom, but then you get everything else from their past and stuff. And you had Jim Ross and Josh Burnett, but then became Morrow. And it was just like that. This is good because you get to see everybody essentially on that show. And it was like, this was nice. They're still doing it. But
and then the way that they're doing it too, they're not just hitting you with masochists like me that fucking stays up at 2:00 in the morning to watch every single fucking match. No, they're giving you the best of the best, whatever the best matches on that card was, or whatever the rivalry is going on. They're prepping you for the show that's coming up, and then they show you why it is, and they give you the best matches of that. So you're really getting the best of New Japan on Access Television. You're not getting like the scraps. They're about to show Jonah versus Okada 2 on Access TV. So if you guys didn't get a chance to see Jonah Okada 2, Access TV got it for you.
I'm going to
Right.
tell you this. I don't even have the Access channel anymore. Like that shit is not existing. For me to watch Impact, I just go through. I'm going to say illegitimate, non-legal backdoor ways to watch it to find out the way to watch Impact these days.
It's the only way.
The only way. Even though we were in Vegas at the same time as Impact tapings, didn't know it.
Going back to Iwatani, if you want to know what she's all about, she's going to be featured in a match for the Stardom World Championship against Kylie King at New Japan Rumble on 44th Street. So that's going to be on Friday if you want to peep it out. If you want a little alternative from Rampage or SmackDown, watch that show. I guess that's why they got Roman Reigns going on SmackDown, because they were like, New Japan pay-per-view. Oh no.
Oh no, we're scared now. Ooh. Oh no, we're
bring in the tribal chief.
SmackDown's got to go hard because they're going to be on FS1 this week due to the World Series taking the spot. Where I'm sure Tony Khan is going to load up his Rampage and say, we're going to beat him this week.
So New
Stop,
Japan,
Tony. Stop.
New Japan, WWE, and AEW is competing for television time that day.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm gonna watch all three anyway, so fuck them.
Yeah, I honestly and personally consider Rampage just as good as Main Event, or something in that vein. I do not watch Rampage. I just feel like it's another show. It's just random ass shit. It's like watching Dark on TV for me. Like,
yeah, I'd rather watch my Dark and Elevation on my time. Mostly that's gonna be like at work when I'm trying to kill time. So that's how I keep up with Elevation and Dark and who's in AEW. Willow got signed. That was like nice to see.
That's so late.
I know, no, but I'm saying like this is
on their part.
Yeah, like she the fact that she got signed at all. It means a lot, because I was there when she was first wrestling. She is a New Yorker, got my fucking tattoo from her shop, so it's like she doesn't even work at the shop anymore type shit. But it is what it is.
Oh, Manny's going with this description. Rampage is an extension of Dynamite, but nothing outside CM Punk returning was there had been worth watching. I agree, but I'm a harsher person on Rampage. This is how much I hate Rampage. Rampage is the little dick of wrestling. Nobody wants you there. No one wants you. Have a bad time. Come on.
Is Rampage? So is Rampage, in your opinion, is going to be either WCW Saturday Night, WWE Velocity, Sunday Night Heat, or fucking WCW Thunder? Out of those four, what will you say Rampage?
You gotta make me go on those four. I'm going with Velocity, to be honest, because Velocity was just it's just a bunch of random shit that goes on. Like, I guess there's storylines on there, but it just seems like the worst storylines are on that show.
So you wouldn't put it on WCW Saturday Night or Thunder?
Nah, Saturday Night. I actually enjoy Saturday Night, and Thunder was a clusterfuck to watch. But at least it was continuation. It felt like it was connected somehow to the stuff that was happening on the Nitro shows and stuff. But yeah, I got it ahead of Thunder. I mean, I got it behind Thunder, just because I think more people watched Thunder back in the day. It was an absolute shit show, Thunder. But more people did watch Thunder back in the day than you had to watch Rampage.
I know more people bought WCW Thunder than they bought WCW Nitro for the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. WCW Mayhem. What was it? Mayhem, right? For the PlayStation?
They had Mayhem, they had Thunder, they had Backstage Assault. The worst game. I don't know what's worse. ECW Anarchy Rules or fucking WCW Backstage Assault. I don't know what's worse.
Rampage is 205 Live. May have good wrestling, but no one watches. True.
I guess I'm no one, because I watch all of that shit.
You're the only one. You're the only one consistent to keep up with everything. But it's a very small base. It's a very small base of who you can keep up with everything. Like, Rampage comes out on Friday night, right after SmackDown, which is already late. Most people are just out there just trying to go into the streets, get some rest. No, I ain't got time for 4 hours of wrestling or third hour of wrestling. I don't even want 3 hours of wrestling on Monday.
Yeah, I think the structure of Monday Night Raw killed any side views of everything else, because that's a pay-per-view every Monday.
Yeah,
Pay-per-view every
every
Monday.
Monday we
And they're
give you a
conditioning,
pay-per-view.
and it's crazy because they're conditioning you to be ready for those pay-per-views to happen when it happens.
Yeah. That's one move I would like for the WWE to do, which is never happening. It's too much money involved. Let's get that Raw back to 2 hours, man. Just get it back to 2 hours.
Give me that
How
solid
amazing.
2-hour work.
Yep. Put that work in for 2 hours. It'd be like SmackDown every week when you go like, fuck, that was a nice, comfortable
Yeah, it
show.
was nice. It's
Or
nice
Dynamite.
nice pace, nice matches. Dynamite is rushed.
Yeah, they throw too much at it. Like I just feel like they
Dynamite
should
is so
slow down.
rushed.
They throw way too much at it.
The stuff that the stuff that they're putting on Dynamite, like the talking and all that bullshit, they should save it for Rampage so that way it seems important, and then all the wrestling should go straight to Dynamite.
Oh no, I like more of the story. I would like, I don't know. I just want to mix. I just need less.
It'll give you a reason to watch Rampage.
Take out 3 stories.
The stories should give you a reason to watch Rampage.
Yeah, but Rampage stories are like this: Darby Allin was attacked in the back. Trying to find out on Rampage why he has to fight Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal in a handicap match. I'm like, that was 30 seconds of TV time, and you want me to go watch something on a Friday night for that? Get out of here, man. Jade Cargill's belt was stolen. Find out she gets it back on Rampage. Her car is stolen on Rampage. Find out she gets it back on Rampage.
Nyla Rose is doing her best Stone Cold impression when taking the who was it that stole the belt? It was The Rock that stole the belt.
There's a few people that have stolen belts over time.
Remember when Edge stole John Cena's belt? Fucking made the rated R belt.
my greatest belt stealing was who stole Kofi Kingston's belt? There's someone stole his Intercontinental title, and he just laid somebody out in the interview and was like, "What's up?" and walked away. I forgot who it was, but he got his belt back in the quickest fashion. And I was like, "That's how a belt stealing should always end." When someone just walking up was like, "What the fuck you doing?"
Oh man, shit. So
a lot coming up though. A lot coming up. We got House of Glory X's, NWA Hard Times.
Hard Times is going to be like the furthest one away, coming on November 12th. Is going to be in New Orleans, Nolans. Going to be in Nolans. Hard Times. The big thing of NWA Hard Times is basically the triple threat match for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, the Sweet Charlotte, the 10 pounds of gold, which I got to hold. Yes.
Hey, that rhymed too. Look at those bars, unintentional bars.
Unintentional bars.
I got the whole bars. But Cardona's winning. I'm putting all my chips on Cardona.
I got Trevor Murdoch winning that match.
Ooh, retain. I bet Cardona should have never lost in the first place. And it's gonna bring all the momentum back to
Tyrus.
NWA.
Tyrus is a fucking beast, though.
Tyrus ain't winning.
Tyrus is not going to win, in my opinion, in your opinion, in our opinion. We don't think that he's going to win. But in the event that he does, congratulations to him. But Matt Cardona should have never lost. And Trevor Murdoch is the current champion anyway, so.
Yeah, I think they'll recorrect their course, in which Trevor Murdoch lost the title. He was probably going to go in some direction of hating the world, it seemed like. And Cardona was the champion. I think we're going to go back to that story where we were at before the injury. In Impact Wrestling news, Kazarian is now going to he cashed in option C. He's going to fight Josh Alexander for the title. Kazarian ain't winning. That's another person who isn't winning.
Do you like the option C for the X Division Championship?
Never been a fan of it.
That's
it's mad disrespectful for a title. Like, I feel like it was it was who's the original? I think Austin Aries, who was like, I beaten everybody or whatever. At least he had that going for. I would trade it in and do his one time. It seemed like a one time deal, but when it just seems like when people just get it, it was like, yeah, I'm down turning this in. I don't really need this title anymore. Like I like it being separate, and it gives the title more meaning.
Yeah, and it just sucks because like they do have a championship tournament that's now gonna be in effect. There's just it's madness. You got Black Taurus, Laredo Kid, Trey Miguel, Alan Angels, PJ Black, a New Japan guy in Yuya Yamura, which is like a young lion, literally. Black tights, black boots. He's just gonna run to the ring
and goes roar. He goes roar a lot.
and Mike Bailey and Kenny King. So like out of those, what it was like 1, 2, 3, out of those 8 guys, who do you think is gonna walk out with the X Division Championship in the end?
I'm rooting for Kenny King, but I got the return of PJ Black. Why not? Why not? He was Justin Gabriel. Why not go that way? Mike Bailey should never, in my opinion, he should have never lost the title anyway, just for this. Like, they could have gave Kazarian a title shot on any merit whatsoever. I've seen random title shots happen. Just make a number 1 contenders match. Kazarian beats so-and-so, and he's a number 1 contender he can fight instead of going this run. And then just have Mike Bailey lose the title that way. But I'm rooting for Kenny King, Mike Bailey, or PJ Black are probably going to win.
I got Trey Miguel, Black Taurus, or PJ Black winning this.
Oh, I forget about Black Taurus. I like Black Taurus.
But Black Taurus has no direction. He literally has no direction.
He just bounces around for places similar to your Tire Valkyries or your who else is out there in the streets who just be like, man, these people are everywhere. Ishii. And another one of those people, Laredo Kid, was another one who just bounced around from places. Bendito as well is another one. Laredo Kid, who's out for a while, he's going to have required surgery. Hope he recovers well. I'm sure he would have been into this match if he was healthy, but he is out for a minute.
His mask is dangerous.
Sharp.
Very sharp.
It's very sharp. It's very sharp. Nice little daggers on it. That's why I'm injured. But a lot coming up around the corner. I'm sure we'll be able to cover more of this in detail next week when we are days away from Crown Jewel at that point and the New Japan event. And New Japan Rumble on 44th Street is happening on Friday, as I mentioned. That's Friday. That's true.
This Friday coming up, the 28th. So it's gonna be something to watch. Eddie Kingston and Kazuchika Okada versus the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Jay White and Juice Robinson. As I mentioned earlier, Iwatani versus Kylie King versus for the Stardom Women's Championship. Phantasmo and Shingo Takagi will be facing each other in that match for the King of Pro Wrestling 2022. And then the next night they will be in Exodus, where El Phantasmo will face Charles Mason in a one-on-one match. And then also Low Key will face Shingo Takagi in a one-on-one match. So it's going to be crazy.
Pray to the wrestling gods, no injuries or conflict. But that will basically conclude our show today. If you have any information or if you need to know more about any of these wrestlers, please leave messages in the comments. Jamal will fill you in on everybody and even provide maybe links to some of these matches or something for you to check out with some of these elite, talented, special individuals.
If you guys want to actually get those, if you guys want to get those links from me, just look for me on 3 Faces of Jamal on Instagram. I send links like crazy. Like, Marcus, you got a few links from me.
I wake up and I'm like, 5 messages from Jamal. 8 different wrestling matches. Oh, shit.
and Steph Curry missing a free throw. What the fuck?
Yeah, the Steph Curry free throw. Which always made me happy to see. Whenever he fails, I hate him so much.
Or Wiz Khalifa getting outsmoked by Snoop. What the fuck was he thinking?
I don't know. Yeah. Snoop's been smoking since the 80s, Wiz Khalifa. You 90s. The lungs are prepared for his death.
You know what that deserves, right?
A-Town. Oh, wrong thing. Wrong thing. Wrong link.
A-Town
Down. Manny, your running gets a. You're ready. Your running gets a 6, Manny, on the A-Town down scale.
You know what Manny's running reminds me of? You ever played like WrestleMania 2000 or WWF No Mercy, and then like it's just like, and then this is like a run.
Yeah.
You just see Manny running.
Loading.
You're in the middle of the match, and then
Yeah. Oh, what? Running. No. Low blow. There's all types of shit.
Then they ruined the whole match. So
Yeah.
The only difference is that Manny didn't ruin anything. He enhanced it.
He enhanced it with his theories of Karl Anderson, the quest for the never openweight title. It has never been this open. Ever. Because it can be anywhere. All right. Here we go. See you guys later. Have a good night. A-Town. Down. 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 Oh, I'm like rubbing my desk to I'm like, why is this mouse not working? Why can't I leave the street? Oh, yeah. Now A-Town.
A-Town down.